Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for jumping on. It is so amazing to be in this group again and share some valuable information. I'm super excited because this week I am also coaching all of our amazing Real Estate Mastery members, and we get to actually go through and do some social media audits. This is probably the number one question that I get is, hey, can you look at my account? Tell me what's working, what's not working, what I should change, how I can optimize it to perform better. So for any of my mastery members, we get to do that tomorrow live. For those of you who are in this group who would like to be a part of Real Estate Mastery, definitely one of the amazing perks that you get by being a part of it. So I would highly encourage you to do so. But today I want to share with you something that is very, very interesting, and we call it the T.E.A.R strategy. So it's not maybe directly related to content, but contrary to popular belief, one of the number one reasons that people don't show up on social media is not because of lack of training or lack of resources or lack of focus or even lack of time. Of course, all of those things can certainly play a key role as to why some people don't show up consistently on social media, but it actually is a lack of the proper mindset for sustained success on social media. That is absolutely a tongue twister, but it is a lack of the proper mindset. Now, if you have been in this group for any number of time, listen to myself, listen to John, listen to any combination of us, you are by now well aware of the fact that mindset is always going to be a really big topic of conversation. It's going to be one of the main things that we're constantly pushing. And that's not for any reason other than it truly is where everything starts and ends. So use this simple analogy to overcome paralysis once and for all, especially when it comes to your social media. Now, before I get into the T.E.A.R strategy and breaking it down for you guys a bit, if you're joining me live, be sure to drop a comment on this live. Let me know that you're tuning in. If you're watching the replay, comment replay so that I know you are watching on the replay, because I want to make sure that we are getting connected and that I can make sure to answer any of the questions that you may have about this specific strategy. So let's go through what T.E.A.R stands for. T, thoughts, E, emotions, A, actions, and R, results. Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. It stands for T.E.A.R. Now, there are three takeaways that I really want you guys to pull from this strategy, because like I said, it is a content strategy, and I'll get to that at the end, but there's also a piece of this that really, really important when it comes to your mindset to get in the right position to show up on social media consistently and actually see the results that you are searching for. Number one, the way that you do one thing is the way that you do everything. I'm sure you've heard that before, but if you're in a bad state of mind, that is going to translate. So an example, if you're sad in your thoughts, of course, you're probably sad in your emotions. That's going to translate into the energy expelled when you take action. So what kind of results do you think you get after you take that kind of sad, dreary, like lackadaisical action? You're probably going to get results that match that. You're going to get those sad, lazy, half-assed results, which I know is not what you've set out to accomplish, but it ends up being sometimes where we fall. So if you change your state, you can change your results. Now, that may sound much easier said than done. I am no stranger to knowing that, especially if you're going through some challenging times. I know every single person has their own battle that they're working through. So whether it is a personal battle, a mental battle, a physical battle, whatever it may be, we're constantly going to be evolving, changing, and challenging ourselves through different seasons of our lives. And so as we go through those different seasons, we have to focus on how we can control the controllable, being our state of mind, our state of being. We obviously know that we can't control everyone and everything around us, but we can control how we react to it. And so I encourage you, if there's one skill set that is going to serve you so well in life, business, and of course also in social media, it is going to be the ability to control your controllable and to maintain your own thoughts. So when you identify feeling yourself or seeing or thinking or hearing yourself getting into a bad mood or bad state of mind, what can you actively do in that moment to change that state? For some people, it's okay, I'm going to put on a certain song. This song is going to change my mood. For some people, it's I'm going to go get a couple breaths of fresh air. Maybe it's you call somebody that you love. Maybe you look at something. Maybe you read something. I know for me, I love to go and revisit my vision board and look at things like that. It gets me back in the state of mind, the state of being that I know I want to be in to accomplish the things that I have set out to accomplish. So that can be a really powerful way. So determine for yourself what is something that you can do quickly within 5-10 minutes or less that can change your state so that you can change your result. Because remember, thoughts, emotions, actions, results, they are all connected. It works in the form of a wheel. And if one drops, it's going to affect the others. The second takeaway that I want you guys to focus on is that when your results are bad, your action is bad because your emotions are not in the mood, because your thoughts are not in the right place. Everything starts and ends with your thoughts, but it is also fueled by the results and action that you are or are not taking. So again, another piece that you guys may have heard me talk on before is your evidence of success list. This to me is an absolute life hack. It's a shortcut. It is one really rapid way to change your state of being so that you can be taking better action when it comes to social media. Your evidence of success list is quite literally exactly what it sounds like. It is going to be a list of things. I encourage you, at least while you're training your mind into this, to physically write them down. Now, by physically, I mean either pen and paper, or you can do it maybe in a notes app on your phone or computer. But I want you to not just think, oh, I'm going to remember this. I want you to write it down. There is a psychological thing that happens when we start to stack up the different success stories that we have accomplished from small to large. Now, what I mean by that is if I open up my evidence of success list and I've got 50 running things there that, oh, I woke up and made my bed, I went to the gym, I did the things that I said I was going to do. I said I was going to have X amount of closings last month. I actually beat that. I said that I was going to make X amount of dials yesterday. I did that and some. I said I was going to post to social media 3 times last week. I did that. If I can be stacking up this evidence of success, and you see in those examples, they're both large and small. Maybe it could be the amount of water you drank that day, certain that you went for a walk, that you got active, that you made your bed, whatever it may be. Don't set yourself up for failure by only putting on these large, massive things. Put on every single time that you kept a commitment or promise that you made to yourself. Ultimately, that is the absolute major key to building confidence. Confidence allows us to show up in the thoughts and emotions that are positive and productive. And as we've learned through the strategy of thoughts, emotions, actions, results, what happens when our thoughts and emotions are in a better state of being, when it's built off of the confidence of the things that we said we're going to do, we're going to have much better action. We're going to have much better results, which of course in turn is going to keep those other two, thoughts and emotions, at a more elevated pace. So if you can think of all of the different things that you can stack on there, your evidence of success, I want you to start building and stack up your small successes and small wins to train your mind that there is evidence of good results. It does not have to just be the big stuff. It is every little piece of the equation that is going to make a big difference. So now we've covered 2 of these strategies. Number 1, understand what it is that you can do and how you can change your state in order to change your results. When you catch yourself slipping into a bad mood, being reactive, wanting to flip someone off in traffic, getting pissed off about waiting in a line, can you catch yourself and find ways to change your state quickly? Number 2, we're building an evidence of success list. We write out that list. We have a note on our phone or a note in the notepad so that we can keep track of the small wins that compound over time, that prove to ourselves that we have the success and the capability to achieve the things that we've set out to accomplish. That's going to keep our thoughts and emotions higher, therefore elevating our action and our results. And last but not least, this is exactly how it ties into your content strategy, is think about this as it pertains to how you want people to feel when they consume your content. This is one of the key pieces, and ultimately there are a lot of different strategies that are going to go into your content, especially as we enter into 2023. Things are changing. Obviously, you may have felt the pressures, you may have felt the struggles of battling some of those algorithms and not having as much ease when you post something on social media. A big reason behind that is because you're detaching from the emotions that are key to actually getting people to take action. Your content needs to do a lot more than just share an open house or a new listing. Everything that you share should be telling some kind of story, eliciting some kind of emotion. And you don't have to overthink it. It doesn't have to be a tearjerker every single time that you post a caption on Instagram. But think about different kinds of emotions, different kinds of things that you could help somebody get to or feel or think as they're consuming your content. I've talked about this a bit in the past when it comes to sharing. I'll give you an example here. Instead of just sharing a client testimonial and somebody left you a great review on Zillow, of course, we're grateful for those. Those are incredible. It's a great testimonial. It's a great evidence of success for clients to view. But how could you turn that into a case study? By attaching some emotion to it. When I attach emotion to something, I'm telling a true story. I'm saying, yes, this is what their result was. This is how happy and satisfied they are with the result. But what did it take to get there? As I tell the story of what it took to get there, I'm much more likely to get emotional buy-in from people who say, oh, I'm actually exactly in that situation. If I'm telling the story of how Billy Bob and his wife had to sell their home because their daughter just had their first child and they're buying a property closer to them so that they can be excited, involved, first-time grandparents, that's a really amazing story to share that now could tap on the heartstrings of not just potential clients, but also people for potential referrals. As I'm reading that, if I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to have my first kid and my parents want to be closer, maybe that sparks a conversation and it all started and ended with you. So if you understand, of course, that's just one example, but there are a million different ways that you can ingrain emotion to make people more emotionally vested and truly connected with the content that you're sharing. So the last and most powerful piece of this entire strategy is think about thoughts, emotions, actions, and results that you can ingrain into the content that you're sharing to get the results that you're looking for based off the emotions that you elicit from the people who consume your content. One of the easiest ways to do so, of course, is showing up on video. The more video that we do, the more people can feel and see and hear the tonality in our voice that actually communicates a true story, paints a picture, and helps them to feel and accomplish these emotions. If we are not doing that, it's going to be much harder for somebody to simply see a graphic or simply see a caption with 3 tips about buying a house and feel something. So though that kind of content can still be powerful, can still be successful, it is much more important that we are finding ways to tell a story to elicit an emotion. So we have thoughts, emotions, actions, and results that truly drive us closer to the goals that we have set. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Remember that one of the number one things that holds people back from success on social media is not a lack of resources. It is not a lack of knowledge, of time, of focus. It is purely based around a lack of the correct mindset to get yourself there. So if there's one thing I can give you before we close out 2023, it is absolutely ways to shift your state, control that mindset, and understand how you can get the results that you're looking for based off of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. So as a reminder, tomorrow for all of my mastery members, I will be doing live social media audits. Going to be super exciting based off of how much that's loved, how much you guys like it. We may even do some here in the group. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, would want some social media audits, be sure to let me know in the comments and I can see what we can do. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. As a reminder, drop a comment once you watch this. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Would love to connect with you all, and I will see you